Oh, hi there. Okay, so here's an argument that no one uses that they should use. Let's see. Go with that one. Okay. The verse that nobody uses that proves Jesus is God. Okay. First, think about the Sabbath. The first person that's executed is the guy who, for breaking God's law, is the guy who does commerce on the Sabbath by picking up sticks. They don't know what to do with them. God puts them to death. Takes it very seriously. Now, think about this too. Now, when Jesus is teaching, whatever you think about the Sabbath in the New Covenant, put that aside. It's still there, by the way. But I'm not talking about that. Look at this says. In the Old Covenant, which Jesus is teaching under the Old Covenant, of course, one of his claims is that he's Lord of the Sabbath. Who could say such a thing? Look what God says here in Ezekiel 20. Moreover, I also gave them my Sabbaths to be a sign between me and them, that they might know that I am the Lord who sanctifies them. So the fact that they keep the Sabbath proves that they worship the true God of creation, the God who created the 7-day week and rested on the seventh day when he created. So it's a sign that he's the true God, who's the true most high God. He is the real God, the only God. So this sign between God and his people is proving that when you keep the Sabbath, that is not working on the Sabbath, resting, trusting God to take care of you, and honoring the Sabbath day. It proves that the true God, the most high God, the true God of creation, is the God who does the work in us right here. See? No, that's a very serious issue here. The Lord of the Sabbath. Think about somebody claiming to be Lord of the Sabbath that's a created being. I don't think so. If Jesus didn't pre-exist and isn't the creator God, then this is outrageous to claim he's Lord of the Sabbath. Think about him saying that to those people if he's a created being. If he wasn't the one, he's saying, I was there. I made this for man. I tell you what the Sabbath, what you do and don't do on the Sabbath. And what I'm healing people on the Sabbath, that's lawful. How do I know? I'm Lord of the Sabbath. I made it for man. You're trying to make man serve the Sabbath in such a way that you miss the point. Think about that. The Sabbath was made for man. How could he say that if he's a created being? He is Lord of the Sabbath. Why? He made it. If he's a created being or he began to exist, he's not Lord of the Sabbath. He has no jurisdiction to make this claim. This proves Jesus is God from his own mouth more than almost any other verse. If it's true. If it's true. If he's a created being, he wouldn't be Lord of the Sabbath. Would he? You got to think deeply about this. What the Sabbath was to the Jew and should be to the Christian, but especially to the Jew, is Jesus telling the truth here? He made it. Who is the man, by the way? Who is this man that he made it for? Who is the man? Do you know? Do you know who the man is that Jesus made it for? When it was made? Adam. Adam is the man. And Jesus is the man who is God, who made the Sabbath. He will tell you what is associated or what's appropriate on the Sabbath or not. No mere man can make this claim. No mere created being could make such a claim. He made it for man, and they had made it into a burden. What Jesus did was not breaking it. He was fulfilling what it was purposed for, God's intention to heal and to serve others, and to honor and rest in Christ, in God, in the true creator God, of course. The Lord of the Sabbath. So if people just weren't afraid to talk about the Sabbath because they don't keep it, this is the best verse that proves Jesus is Lord of the Sabbath. And yes, it's still holy. God bless. Remember the Sabbath.